Hello everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up from Hamilton, Ohio. I'm coming today to bring you a video for a card that I'm calling It's Hip to Be Square because we're using squares. My camera looked like it was a little lopsided there, so thought I better change that up a little bit. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to be bringing you this card today as just something a little different than what I usually do, and I'm using little squares of DSP paper, which will be ending very soon at the end of June when our mini catalog that was from January to June expires, and so I just used that paper. I also used our Flowering Tulips stamp set, which is carried over into our new catalog. And this is the paper that I used, but of course it's going to be ending the end of December, the end of June. So this is the paper that I chose. It has a lot of, I used this one right here because it has, I could cut out my little squares and I could get all the little colors. So that's why I did that. And I also used on here the dies, the tulip dies. I used this right here, and that are these little white die cuts right here on my card. So I wanted to show you that. I'm gonna make sure I forgot to set up my, there we go, we're pretty good. My iPad so I could see what we were doing. Okay, so I don't have much to say about Stampin' Up as far as things really going. We do have our kits on sale. You buy one kit, you get one kit 50% off, which is a good deal. And if you go to order those, put your cheapest kit first and your most expensive kit second, so you can get your discount off of the higher priced kit, because they will do that for you. So I'm gonna make sure you do that to get the best buck for your money. Here's all my information. Here's my host code. My Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP, where I post all my cards. I do a PDF and I post that over there that has all the directions for the cards. If you'd like to join that group to be able to pull those, I'd be more than happy to have you do that. So that's about all I really want to say, except for if you don't mind to share this video, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel, because I do try to bring you a video every week. I missed last week. A lot of stuff was going on. Had a yard sale, did very good, sold a lot of stamping stuff. And a lot of retired stuff I had over the last 8 years, and I just decided to get rid of it, and boy, did I. I got rid of a lot of stuff. So that was a good thing. I was happy about that. So here we go. We're going to make this quick little card. And I'll give you the dimensions as I go on what we are going to do. So I'm going to set it up here and hopefully it'll stay in the viewing area. First of all, we're going to take our card here. And I did not score this one. Why not? So I'll just hold it and fold it over. It's a 4 1/4 by 11. And I would have scored it at 5 1/2, but I did not. So then we got a 5 1/4 by 4 here. That'll be our bottom layer of our card. And then I also have a 5 by 3 3/4, which goes here. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to take a little bit of, I think I will use a glue dot. I did not bring my other adhesive in here. I just want this to hold down on the card for a minute so that we can do some simple stamping. So if I can get them apart, we'll put 2 on here, 1 at each end to help hold it. So let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and put these down just like this because I'm going to do some stamping. Okay. We'll bring in a sheet of scrap paper. I'm going to bring in my stamp, and we are going to be using the Poppy Parade and Highland Heather. So let's do the Highland Heather first. So what I've got is I've got these down, and as you can see, I got ink on my fingers. I've been stamping today. So, inky fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this right up here. And I'm going to stamp one down here also. And then I'm going to clean this stamp because I'm going to use this same stamp again. So let's clean it. Hear it squeak on there. Get squeaky clean. Let's put our Highland Heather away. And we'll get out our Poppy Parade. And we will take the same stamp and do what I just did over here. We'll add one right here. And one right here. Okay, now we'll clean that. We have that done. And I'm going to bring in this little bit that's right here. I'm going to use that just as a little filler in on our card. And I'm going to use the Mango Melody. So I'm going to ink that. And I'm actually going to stamp off on this one because I did that on another one and I kind of like that better. Let's just go ahead and, I don't know where I want to put it. Put it right there. There we go. And then I'm going to bring it down here, do the same thing. Put this away. Make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. I'm just so messy. How about you guys? Do you guys get messy when you do your cards? I am a messy stamper, let me just say that. Just messy, but that's okay. Okay, let's take this away. Now we're going to peel these two apart, and if it's where my pop dot is, that's okay if it pulls the paper a little bit. It did not. And then I'm going to just kind of pull that back off. I just want it off of there because I want to lay this on my score board because I am going to do some scoring lines on it. So what I'm going to do, this is my bottom. I am going to flip this up like this and put it down here on my scoring board because I want that back side to be where the humps are up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the 3/8 inch line, which is right here, this little 3/8 inch mark, and I'm going to, whoops, I did it at 1/2 inch after I said 3/8, but that's okay too, because whoever knows, right? So I'm just going to make some, I'm just going in every 1/8 inch, every groove right now, and I'm going to go over to about the 1 1/4 inch mark. Whoops. And there we go. So we have our humps kind of up. If you can see how that is. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little squares, which are cut 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And I have 3 of them. And then I'm going to take my 3 papers that are 1 1/8 by 1 1/8 and decide how I want the colors to look on my, if I want it like that, or do I want it like, maybe I want it this with the yellow in the middle. I think that's what I want this time. We're going to do that. So let's just glue those down real quick. This is a quick card. It's a quick way to use your DSP up, especially with it being such little squares. So there we go. I am so notorious for getting glue all over my fingers. Getting glue, I guess because I like to work with little pieces of stuff and it just makes a mess. Kind of on my fingers. I'm going to change my papers around because this one was not cut exactly straight. It's a little crooked. So I'm going to put that over here. I'm going to end up putting this one more in the middle. And this one more out here, I think. I'm going to pop up the middle one. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to decide where I want to put this. And it's going to, I'm going to put one on each side. And then I will glue the one in the middle. Yellow, pink, pink and yellow. So what I'm going to do is glue these 2 down. And I'm gluing them all the way over to the edge of my paper. Okay, whoops. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to use some dimensionals and I'm just going to pop it up in the center. Gives our card a little bit of dimension. And then the next thing we are going to do is we're going to take some the linen thread that we have. As soon as I can open the package. See if we can finish off this roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it under here about where I want to start it, which will be right here, I think. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to bring this over. And I'm going to take some Scotch tape and just tape it down. Nobody's going to see it, so it works fine to do that. Let me put my glue up before it dries out and we have a mess. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go around twice. Okay. And I'll bring this to the back, hold my finger there. I said I brought my little bitty scissors in here, but I don't see them. But that's okay. We don't need itty bitty. And I'm just going to tape that down also. Okay. Now that we've got that done, I want to stamp my sentiment on the bottom of here before I finish up. And I wanted to get that on there so I could make sure that I had room for everything that I was doing. So let's get out the Memento ink. And I've got my stamp on here awfully crooked, so I think my husband might be coming down here, and he doesn't know I'm making a video, so he'll be surprised. Okay, here we go. We'll just stamp that. Somebody is at my door. Hope it is nobody for me. Since I'm doing such an impromptu video, I don't usually do them in the middle of the afternoon. I usually do my video in either in the morning or at night, because that's the safest time for no door knocking and all that kind of stuff around here. Okay, now I'm going to take a piece, and I'm going to get a fairly long piece. About like so, because I want to have plenty of room. It's awful curly, isn't it? I'm going to take the curl out of that in just a second. And how you take the curl out of this is if you take, whoops, let me put this up. If you take your thread and on the edge of your table, just hold on to each edge and kind of run it down the edge of your table. It will take out that. And I can't show it on video because it doesn't, but see how much more it's not curly. And I just ran it down the edge of my table, and it kind of takes out that curliness of it, which is a big thing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this in here like this. I'm going to tie a knot, and then I'm going to tie a bow. I'm going to tie that knot really tight. That way it really, not just because it holds it, but it makes it the knot smaller. And I am a quirky person, so I turn my card upside down to tie my bows. But it works for me. Just tie it like I'm tying my shoe. This type of bow, anyway. I can turn it around now and just I'm going to trim my edges or my streamers. Those scissors don't work very well. See if these work better. Sure they do. There we go. And then I'm going to take and get me a glue dot, and I'm going to stick it right in under that bow. Stick it right on my cardstock and stick the bow right down on it, and it helps hold that down. Okay? So there we go with that. Now the last thing I'm going to do is, here is a piece of the die cut that I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors, and I don't have my little ones in here, but that's okay. I am going to, I think I'm going to cut this right here. What I want to do is just cut this off even. This one I'm going to round right here. I'm going to cut their stems off like that. So I'm going to have this one, and I think we're going to put it right here. Then I'm going to do two little ones. And actually, I think I will do, I'm going to take this one. So I'm going to cut that ledge off. Let's go around here and get this one off. This is a good way to use up these little pieces too. And I can put this one like right here in the corner. And then let's do this next one. We'll just do it. Let me get that off and out of my way so we can trim this little piece up. But you just want to trim up your flowers a little bit. And you can follow the lines. You can pretty well tell what you need to do. And I think this one is going to go right like this. And there we go. We're going to glue those down real quick and then put that on our card and we'll be done with it. So let's turn these over. Okay, and I'm just going to use my glue again. And I'm just using my tip where it's wet and kind of making sure it looks wet on my piece. And we'll go ahead and glue that one down. We'll get the center one. And then we'll do this one. And we'll put this one right here in this corner. So there we have our little card is done, except for putting it on our layers. We're going to layer that back up. Let's get all this out of the way so we can see what we're doing. We'll bring on our layer that has our stamp on it. We are going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. I've been using a lot of dimensionals lately. I just like them, I guess, without saying anything any different. So let's keep pulling these off. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around this way to where I can see it better. I'm going to line this flower up in this corner. I think that's the wrong corner. Let's go to this corner. There we go. I'm going to line that up with that corner and bring this one down in this corner. And that gives us some dimensional stamping, and then we're just going to glue that onto our card base. Excuse me. And to finish that off, I'm going to take a little bit of some jewels. Just a little bit of jewels. And where is my... I don't know where my pick tool is, so we're going to use this little guy. And just add some jewels, maybe. Here, there, and everywhere. Okay, there we go. That is our card for today. It's very simple. It's a way to use some little bit of DSP. Use your scoreboard, make some dimension on your card, like here with your lines and just with popping it up and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back again soon with another video, I hope. Everybody have a great day. Bye.